not running so good. Probably something to do with that hole in the intake right now. So here we are. I just see the mileage is 214,178. But the thing is not overheating, which is good. But you know, low range is in op, check engine. Looks like coolant level, BAS, ESP is having an issue. Park and brake is on. No navi. Air doesn't work. This is all a wreck and a mess. This was actually unplugged. The two windows work, the right rear and the driver's side front. And the sunroof started working when I plugged this module back in. This insert's missing. The shift interlock is not working. That makes me think this thing has some kind of problem because the shift interlock, it won't let me shift out with the brake pressed. It won't let me shift unless I override it. But when I override it, like nothing happens. So let's attach a safety strap to the trailer, to the back end of this thing, so that way we make sure it doesn't go flying off. And I'm gonna jack the trailer up some and try to get this thing off of here. So, because it's sitting a little uphill at the moment. So I'm gonna put a jack on the front end, chock the wheels on my truck, and see if I can get it out, get it off of this thing. Let me tell you what, people, this thing right here stinks to high heavens. I've got it in my garage, the door's shut, and I just got back from the parts store, and boy does it stink. And I'm pretty sure, because I've cleaned everything basically from behind here, I think I've still got to clean behind here where all the little carpenter ants were, and then the biggest thing is probably right there along that fender liner. So I got to get the fender liners out. So I'm going to jack the front end up, get both the front wheels off, get those fender liners out, and clean that out. Because I mean, besides the car inside stinking, which actually just kind of smells like bleach at the moment. I've still got the dehumidifier running right now. It really just kind of smells like bleach at the moment, but you know, it's not too bad. But the outside out here actually smells like rat urine because of the rats that were living in this thing under the hood, above the hood blanket. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it jacked up, try to get rid of this stench. It's almost makes you gag. It just smells terrible. It's a very peculiar smell. Like, it's a very unique smell. And I picked up one of these transmission dipstick measurers, transmission fluid measuring tools from O'Reilly's a while ago, because it lists this as a tool for it. But I can't get it to get past that bend. Here's the measuring. It's got measuring numbers on it. You can see there. And, you know, I took the little cap off so I could try to measure it. And I can't get the freaking thing to go in there. I don't know if there's something in there that's clogging it up where I can't check it. Or I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. So I got to just figure it out as I go. I may have to just order one, since the over-the-counter one doesn't seem to work all that well. So I'll just kind of see from there. You know, and this right here probably stinks too. That right nasty stuff right there. I need to vacuum that out and get that removed. That actually bolts from the bottom. So after I get this fender liner out, I'll be able to get that old thing out as well. So I'll be back here just shortly to give you a quick update. Okay, so to remove this fender liner, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 of these 10mm plastic nuts that are holding the wheel liner in place. And let's see, you can see there, let me zoom out a little. So you got one there, you got 2 up top, one there, one there, one there, one there, and then one underneath here. And Why do they put the horn right there for it to get all rusty? That's just crazy. I don't know why they would do that. But whatever. The suspension looks fairly on this. So I've never had an ML. I've never owned a Mercedes-Benz, but this may be typical for Mercedes-Benz, but this suspension setup is rather unique looking. It's actually just a shock absorber. There's no strut on this car. It's just shock absorbers, all four corners. So that's pretty cool. That's cost effective. I mean, to replace that shock absorber is way cheaper than replacing 4 struts, right? So, I mean, that's pretty cool. I think this is a torsion bar front end. It is torsion. That's a torsion bar. It's a torsion bar front end. It's got coils in the rear, I know that. But, to focus on our issue here, smelly issue, you know. Let's see if we can get this Mojoker out. Good thing is there's very little, there's a little bit of surface rust, but it's not bad. Pretty typical for a 22-year-old vehicle here, you know. Hopefully ain't no rats in here still. I mean, I had the one that fell out, you know, but obviously he's gone now. I mean, there shouldn't be any other ones in here. Jeez, this thing is rather finicky here. No, I've never had one of these out, so you have to bear with me here for a second. Should be able to get it loose like that. Ready? There we go. This stinky mojo out of there. Stinky. I mean, that opened it up and it smells horrendous in here. It just smells horrendous. Golly, power steering pump is leaking. That explains why I don't have any power steering. Still don't know why the transmission has a problem. But, you know, maybe I can figure it out. Man, spider webs up in there. Oh my gosh. What a mess up in here. There's where you can get to that bulb. Well, so this can be basically neutralized. Oh, and then the running boards on this thing are factory Mercedes-Benz. I just realized that a while ago. That's pretty awesome. This is not a bad M-Class to get here, to me. I mean, this is actually good shape because it's not been touched. So, I mean, this is original car. As far as I know, it's original paint. So, I mean, it's flaking off like it's original paint. So, yeah. So, yeah, let's vacuum this crap up right here. I'm gonna kick these wheel liners outside, let them stink outside, and try to neutralize some of this urine right here. Try to figure out why this stinks so bad, and then vacuum out that reservoir right there and get that out too, because I think there's a bolt under here. Or no, maybe it just snaps in. I thought maybe it was a bolt, but I don't see a single bolt that would hold that in. I just see two things that might make it snap in. So I guess it just snaps in. So I'm gonna try to get that broke down piece of crap out of here. So, yeah. Okay, I've gotten most of this kind of cleaned up as good as it's gonna get at the moment without spraying it. And I want to clean these rotors up a little bit. I had to take the calipers off because they're completely locked up. I couldn't get this I couldn't get this M-Class off the trailer without getting those calipers off because it would not roll. There was no way. My winch is strong enough where it pulled it up on the trailer just fine, but getting it off the trailer, I don't have anything to tie to in the garage to winch it back off the trailer. So I figured out that the front two calipers were completely locked up, so I just pulled the wheels off the two front and I just freaking let them hang, because it looks like I'm gonna have to rebuild them anyways, or get some remanufactured ones, one or the other. Plus it needs other stuff. It needs ball joints. I can tell these are, both sides are blew out. Like if you look at this ball joint right here, you can see it's completely torn, so that's no good. It looks like the axles may be okay. What else? The sway bar may possibly need some bushings, and the upper control arms appear to be okay, but I'll double check all that after I get everything good to go. Power steering pump obviously needs some TLC. I need to drain all the brake fluid and put all new brake fluid back in it. So there's a good bit to do there. Let's see. That's pretty much it under here. It just really stinks. I'm pretty sure it's this insulation blanket right here. I don't know if there's a really good way to get that out. I really think I should probably go ahead and just pull the engine and transmission out and go through all the wear items and get it back to good condition again. But until then, I may not touch it. I may just treat it a couple more times until I can get it. But at the very moment, what I want to do is I want to get the stinky interior pulled out. So I want to go ahead and get the seats out, get the carpet out, get the headliner out. I want to get all those items out so this thing can be drying and smelling a little bit better, because right now it really smells. So I want to get all that out, and then while I'm in here, I'm gonna, I'll have to take this whole console out right here, and while I have it out, I'm gonna take a look at the shifter module right there and see if I can figure out what's not connected or what's not working. Possibly go to the back to the junkyard and grab another one and try a different one and see if a different one works. I also want to try the other power window module that I picked up from the junkyard, and see if I can get the other two windows to roll down. The only windows that roll down is that one and this driver's side one, driver's side front. That window in the rear left I can't get to roll down. The sunroof opens barely. That motor's really weak. So I definitely probably need to find a good working one. I also grabbed an emblem from a good grill. The grill was all busted at the junkyard, but the emblem was good. So I got it, and it's mint, it's good, it's not gonna come off. The other one that was on here was pretty bad shape. I don't know if that's supposed to be, I guess that's multi-pieces there. That'll all get painted. That'll all get painted. There's a couple of dents. There's a dent here. I think there's another one back here. Yeah, there's one right here. But overall, the body is straight. It's ready to get camo for sure. I bet you what's leaking though is probably these sunroof drains, more than likely. And I just realized this thing's sitting on a jack. Because of all this mold around the sunroof itself, that tells me that more than likely the sunroof is what was leaking. So once I get all the A-pillars apart, I'll drop the sunroof out and go in there and look for the drains on all four corners, get them all cleaned out. So let me set you up on my tripod and get you on a time lapse, and let's get this interior taken out. I don't think it's going to take that long, but I don't know. It could take the rest of the day. Right now it's pretty sunny outside, and but it is late in the afternoon. So let's just see how far we can get. I still need to get the cowl cover. I did pull the weather stripping off that goes along the bottom of the cowl, but I need to pull the windshield wipers off before I can get the rest of this off and clean out from underneath that. Once I get that off, get the interior out. We'll get most of the electronic modules that I need to get out so they don't get wet, and then we need to take it out in the garage or out in the driveway and get this interior washed and sanitized and all that good stuff, and get the cowl all sanitized, get the wheel wells right here all sanitized. I need to get the back wheels off, get the fender liners out on the back side, and get those cleaned and sanitized as well. And hopefully, after all that, this thing will no longer stink. Hopefully. We'll see. We'll see. If it still stinks after that, you know, whatever. At least the cool thing is the thing runs. I can't believe it, but it actually runs. I just got a sneaking hunch all of a sudden. I wonder if the old dipstick will fit in the transmission fluid dipstick hole. I wonder if it'll reach. Maybe I should try it. So while I'm waiting on one to order, I gotta order one, waiting on it to come in, and today's Friday, so likely not gonna get it till next week anyway, so, you know, whatever. So let's get you on time lapse and get this thing done.